And welcome to episode 3 of Driving Around Making Picks. I'm football handicapper Trey Carr. So week 2 in the books in the NFL, kind of a crazy week if you ask me. For those of you that may have had Green Bay or San Fran, you got stung by some backdoor covers, also a few surprise outcomes. But now as we venture into week 3, we're able to draw harder hitting conclusions, recognize some patterns and trends. And that's why I'm so excited about this upcoming week in the NFL. So I'm going to give you 4 selections, as I do each and every week on Driving Around Making Picks. A recurring theme in 3 of my 4 picks this week is that of a line movement. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with that, a line movement is typically when a line opens up at a particular number and then either skyrockets up or down throughout the week based on betting activity. Conventional wisdom for many people is to take what is the perceived value. For example, if an over-under opens up at 44 and goes up to 48, a lot of people may say, well, let me take the under because the over-under has risen at such a high number. But Trey Carr's position on that is the exact opposite. I like to go with the line movement. A few reasons here and there, but the primary one being that the reason for a line movement is that a lot of people must know certain things that are emerging, certain injuries, trends, certain pieces of information are very valuable that might reflect the line movement, and that is why I go with the move. So with that as your backdrop, let's get on with this week's picks. And our first selection does incorporate a line movement, and I'm going to take Houston at home, their home opener, I believe, hosting the New York Giants. This line opened up at -3 earlier in the week, and as of the time of this recording, the line currently has risen to -6 for the hometown Houston Texans. And for that reason, I like the play, and I'm going to take Houston -6 for my first selection. My second selection this week does not involve a line movement, but I recognize great value nonetheless, and that is I'm going to take Carolina at home -3 over Cincinnati. I think there's value in this play. I think this line is set a little too low. Cincinnati definitely won a lot of people's attention last week with a pretty convincing home win over Baltimore. But I love Carolina at home. Trey Carr picked them in week 1 over Dallas, a pretty easy cover. And I think what happened was their loss to Atlanta last week kind of masqueraded a lot of value there. And as a result, the line is not truly indicative of where it should be. I would have made this pick probably 4.5, 5 points for Carolina. So for that reason, I'm going to take Carolina -3 at home over Cincinnati as my second selection. My third and fourth picks are both going to be over-under plays, which by now you know Trey Carr is a big fan of. The first pick will be the Sunday night game. The New England Patriots travel to Detroit to take on the Lions. The over-under for this game opened up at 45.5 and has skyrocketed to 52, even 52.5 at some casinos. That is just too tempting to not play, and as a result, Trey Carr is going to go over on this play. That's right, I'm going to go with the line move, take the over-under of 52. Wouldn't be surprised if it goes up a half point by kickoff, might go down a half point. Either way, at 52, it's an attractive overplay. I will take the over 52 New England Patriots at Detroit Lions. And for my fourth and final pick, I'm also going to take another overplay, the Monday night game. Pittsburgh is traveling to Tampa Bay, a matchup of two teams kind of going in opposite directions. Pittsburgh is technically winless at 0-1-1, and Tampa Bay, we all know by now, is 2-0. This line opened up at 50 and is already, as of the time of the taping of this podcast, is already up to 53.5 points. So by now you know where I'm going to go with this one. Trey Carr is going over on this play. I'm anticipating and hoping for a shootout on Monday night. Wouldn't be shocked if the total ends up somewhere in the high 50s, low 60s. So I will take the over 53.5 with the Steelers traveling to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers on Monday night. So there you have it. That's my 4 selections this week. Good luck, and if you like what you're seeing here on Driving Around Making Picks, don't forget to subscribe to my podcast on YouTube. And we wish you the very best. We'll see you again for week 4. And in closing, I have to ask, will these picks get it done? The answer is, you bet.